What is up, fellas, lady fellas? Welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. We've got some new cards, some for two specific archetypes, and then one kind of generic card that's actually pretty interesting. Possible side deck card or even main deck card for like stun decks, I guess. Interesting removal card. But anyway, the first archetype here that we have support for is Fortune Ladies. We already got a couple of Fortune Lady cards earlier. What is it, 2 or 3 cards? It was at least 2. I can't remember if there was 3 or not. Anyway, we got a couple more here, which are kind of interesting. Some are like meh, some are interesting. But before we get into it, guys, if you enjoy these news videos, you know, as I send them out, go ahead and subscribe to the channel for more of these from me in the future. And let's get right into it. So first we have Fortune Lady Past, which is a level 1 dark spellcaster tuner effect monster. So Link Haribo fodder. It's a tuner, so needle fiber fodder. I don't know. The third effect is a hard once per turn. Question mark, as per usual. This card's attack and defense become its level times 200. So 200, 200, and then every turn, I'm guessing. Once per turn during your standby phase, increase this card, the level of this card by 1. Yep, pretty standard. You can target one Fortune Lady monster you control. Banish from your hand, field, and or graveyard any number of spellcaster monsters except for the targeted monster, and if you do, either increase or decrease the targeted monster's level by the same number until the end of the turn. It's really interesting. Like, I don't know. It's not a quick effect or anything. She has to be on the field because you can activate from hand. I don't think it's that good because of how much setup. Like, for this to really matter, you're probably going to need to banish at least 2. And you don't really want to use anything from hand or field. You really mostly want to use stuff from graveyard. So this just seems like really weird to me. I don't know. Maybe there's specific applications for this card that I don't know about, but it doesn't seem that good to me. Also, Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization has been slow as hell. So apologies for the choppiness of the movement here, but we also have Fortune Lady Ever. Okay, a level 7 light spellcaster synchro. So not completely generic, but kind of generic. 1 tuner plus 1 plus non-tuner spellcaster monster. Question mark. This card's attack and defense become its level times 400. So she starts at 2828, which is actually pretty big. Especially for a level 7. It's pretty good. Once per turn during your standby phase, increase this card's level by 1. Then you can banish one face-up monster your opponent controls. Alright! That's interesting as hell. So all you have to do is keep this on the field, protect this. Play helmet card. Protect this card until your next standby phase, and you're going to banish something. Interesting. But also, how do you keep this around? Fortunately, don't really have a ton of protection / stun capability, so how do you keep this on field that long? Once per turn during your opponent's end phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can banish one of their spellcaster monster from your graveyard to special summon this card. That actually makes this card really spicy, because literally as long as your opponent doesn't have some kind of removal that's going to trigger between their end phase and your standby, you literally, even if your opponent outs this thing, you just like banish one of the 2 materials you used to make it, summon it, banish an opponent's monster on your standby phase every turn, and then on your turn you just use it as a beat stick. Blah. Actually, I think this is actually a decent card because of its ability to come back and can be very annoying for decks to deal with. A beat stick that comes back every turn and banishes something once per turn, almost like Ballard Rock. I mean, obviously not as good as Doom King Ballard Rock, but kind of in the same realm of what it does. Very cool. I like this card. Actually, I think this card's pretty decent. Alright, then we got a spell card, Fortune Lady Calling. It's a normal spell. You can only activate 1 with its name per turn. If you control a Fortune Lady monster, for the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, you cannot special summon a monster from the extra deck except for synchros. Okay, so we're locked into synchros, and you have to control a Fortune Lady monster. Also, special summon from your deck 1 Fortune Lady monster with a different name from the cards you control. Alright, that's actually pretty crazy. So this is special straight from deck. You're locked into synchros, and you have to control a Fortune Lady to use it. So is this card kind of like them confirming that Fortune Ladies will not get a Link monster? Because this just like says no to the Link monster, but interesting. This helps with speed with the deck. You just need to open this with any way to get a Fortune Lady on board. I like this card. All right, these are some 2 good cards. First card was kind of meh, but the second 2 cards looking kind of nice. And then our third card here is a trap card that can only be activated once per turn. Fortune Lady Rewind. Targeting a number of your banished Fortune Lady monsters with different names. Special summon them, but shuffle them into the deck during the end phase. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I don't know that much about Fortune Ladies. I don't know how much they banish. Because really for this card to be worth, like, you got to be using it to, like, OTK, right? Like, that's what's going to make this card truly worth. So you got to be special summoning, like, at least 3 Fortune Ladies for this card to really be, like, worth. And if you already activated the spell card, you're locked into Synchro, so you can't even just make, like, a crazy Link play into Boral Sword or something. This card's interesting. I don't know how good it is. A card like this needs to work kind of specifically with your archetype. If you weren't able to get stuff banished turn 1 and you open this card, you're kind of just, you can set it as bait, but like it doesn't do anything. Yeah, this card seems okay. I feel like these 2 are winners, the Synchro and the Spell. The other 2 are iffy. I don't really know if they work specifically with Fortune Ladies. Anyway, the next archetype here that we have support for is Yosenjus. So we'll start with Yosenju Saburukaze. Level 4 Wind Beast Warrior effect monster, 17 attack, 400 defense. Its first and second effects are hard once per turns. If you control another Yosenju card, when this card is normal summoned, you can add 1 Yosenju Pendulum monster from your deck to your hand. Okay, I mean, it's just a +1. I don't know how important the Pendulum monsters are. We do have a new one here revealed in this set of cards, but we'll get there. You can target 1 Yosenju card you control, place 1 Dizzying Winds of Yosen Village, or 1 Yosen Whirlwind from your deck face up in your spell and trap card zone, and if you do, return the targeted card to the deck. You gotta return a card to the deck? If it was return a card to the hand, then it'd be interesting, but it's not. You gotta shuffle it all the way back. That's brutal. I don't know how good your Dizzying Winds or Yosen Village are. Well, let me see. Dizzying Winds of Yosen Village. There we go. I have my cord on my keyboard, so it's like really annoying to type right now. Alright, let's see what this card does. Oh, I've seen this card before. I think I have this card. Activate this card only if you control a level 6 or higher Yosenju monster. While you have a Yosenju card in your pendulum zone, if a monster would be returned to the hand by a card effect, shuffle it in the deck instead, and yes, unless it's a Yosenju monster. This card is not very good. What's the other one? Yosen Whirlwind? Shit, I didn't mean to close that. Okay, so that card is not very good. Right. Oh yeah, there it is. It's a continuous spell, looks like. Yosen Whirlwind. Activate this card by paying 800 life points once per turn. If a face-up Yosenju monster you control returns to the hand, you can target 1 card your opponent controls, return it to the hand during your end phase unless this card was activated this turn and was not negated. Destroy this card. This card seems a little more applicable, just like on your turn, you know all your Yosenjus are going to pop back to hand. So this card could be like if you were facing a board you weren't able to like go in and break all at once, you could just, then you bounce your Yosenjus back to hand and just bounce all their monsters. I don't know. It doesn't seem very good either, so I don't really see them playing either of those cards there. Yeah. Oh no. So this seems not worth, like shuffling something back just to get one of those mediocre cards does not seem worth. Here, and then the last card says, once returned during the end phase, if this card was normal summoned this turn, return to the hand, so basic Yosenju stuff. I do think the first effect is okay, but the second effect is not really that good. Then we have Yosenju Izunamuchi. Level 4 wind, wing beast monster, effect, blah, blah, 800 attack, 1200 defense. Both the first two effects are once per turn. You can discard this card, okay? During this turn, your opponent's cards and effects cannot activate when a Yosenju monster is normal or special summoned. Okay, so if you're trying to make a basic play, like into the battle phase, your opponent just can't do anything under your summon, so you literally would be like summon, battle phase, and they might have missed a chance to activate something. Which is pretty cool. I do like that a lot, actually. And are there additional normal summon effects on summon? They say like when this card is normal summoned, you can normal summon another one. Because if they are, then that's kind of spicy, because it means you can't be like Veilered or Impermanenced on like the first one, locking you out of the additional summons. So you just go bloop 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 bloop, drop 3 or 4, and your opponent's just like, well, couldn't do anything about that, which is actually pretty nice. So okay. If you control another Yosenju monster, you can activate this effect. Draw 1 card. That was pretty cool as well, because if you use this, like this one doesn't have the normal summon effects. If this one is the last one summoned, you just say, I'll just draw a card then. Cool, I'll take that. Pretty +1, and then it returns to the hand on the end phase. This one's okay. I wish this effect was a quick effect, this discard effect, because then like if someone did try to Veiler or Impermanence or Ogre your thing, you could literally like you literally just discard this and your opponent's effects don't resolve. I don't know how the ruling would go, but if they wouldn't resolve, that would make this card so much better. If this could be just be a quick effect to use after that, and then you make them blank on a hand trap, that would be dope. Then we have this guy, this super confusing Yosenju Hitatsumena Miraji. God. Level 10 wind beast effect monster pendulum, 2000 attack, 3000 defense, pendulum scale 3, so a lower scale. Pendulum effect, he has 2. Both are once per turns. Target 1 Yosenju card in your pendulum zone. Until the end of the turn, its pendulum scale is 11, but you cannot special summon monsters this turn except for Yosenju monsters. So it doesn't specify. He can make himself scale 11, which is nice, because that just means he can be a 3 or an 11 scale, which actually is pretty cool. Then during your end phase, return this card to the hand. Okay, I actually like that a lot, because you can literally use it to pendulum summon, and then on the end phase just pop it back. So if your opponent wanted to make a Phoenix or something to out it, like just get it off the field, they can't. You load it back in the hand. This is actually nice. I think these effects are solid, making it versatile. First effect for the monster side is if this card is normal or special summon, target 1 card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. That's pretty nice. If you can pen summon this out, you literally just bounce a card. That's pretty cool. Each time another card returns to the hand or deck by the effect of a card you control, all Yosenju monsters you control gain 500 attack. That's a permanent gain. It gains it itself, and it does the bounce itself. Oh, spicy. So this card can just buff up. I think this card's actually decent. I think this card might actually see play. Once per turn during the end phase, this card is special on its turn, return to the hand. Yes. Gotcha. I think this card's pretty interesting. I don't really know exactly how Yosenjus work through and through with all the cards they play, but he seems like he might be good. I don't know about the other one either, the green one, but I'd have to look at him. I think this archetype's definitely interesting. Last card we have here is Yosenju Wind Ritual. It's a quick play spell. You can only activate it once per turn. If you control 3 or more Yosenju monster cards with different names, return all Yosenju cards or monster cards you control to the hand. Then you draw cards until you have 5 cards in your hand. This card does not seem that good. You need the setup, and even if you have the setup at max, this is Monster Reborn. Or not Monster Reborn, Pot of Greed, I mean. At best, this is Pot of Greed. Like bounce all 3 to hand, which is gonna happen on the end phase anyway, and then draw 2. And that's if you didn't have any cards stuck in hand or anything. Maybe if you play hand traps at all. I don't know if you do. I don't think you do, because you play like card demise and stuff, I think. Just doesn't really seem that worth. I think it's spicy, but I don't think it's that good. And then we have one more card here, the generic card I was talking about earlier. It's a World Legacy? Yeah, World Legacy Choice. This is a normal trap card. You can only activate it once per turn, and when you do, you have 2 effects, and you just pick one of the 2. The first effect is better, so I'll read the second one first. Banish 7 World Legacy cards from the graveyard to add 1 Cyberse monster from your deck. Adding any Cyberse monster is cool, but banishing 7 is not worth at all, so I don't think you'll really ever use that one. I think the more important one here is send send to the graveyard one link monster your opponent controls. Any link monster, non-targeting, just send it. Non-destruction, non-targeting, that's always great. Yeah, I think this is actually like interesting. Depending on where our meta goes, we could see a meta where like decks just like making like the Astram, Mech Knight, Crusadia, Astram guy, or make Borreload, make Borrelsword, and then this just has like, all right, the link 4 you put all your resource into, graveyard. Doesn't float, nothing, graveyard, whatever. So I could see this being interesting, especially since it's a non-target, non-destruction. It works around certain link monsters and stuff. Yeah, this card is interesting. Maybe we could see this be like a side deck option for like controlled decks. That would be really interesting. But I don't think this is terrible. I think this is a decent card here. And yeah, that's pretty much all we have for new card news here. So I hope we've got Fortune Ladies and Yosenju's getting a little bit better here. Hope we'll see how much better, but you know, temper expectations. And that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said before, if you enjoyed, go and subscribe to the channel for more stuff from me in the future, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.